So I don't know if you guys saw the new South Park last week where they were pretty much making fun of all the woke people that were really just going way too far with recasting certain roles in order to be more diverse, having a character that used to be a white man all of a sudden be like a black woman or something. Like, yeah, it's something that really doesn't happen as much as people make it out to be, but it is something that happens enough where it's just like, oh my god, come on. But they did make an important distinction in that episode where they were talking about Miles Morales specifically and how he's not an example of so-called woke pandering because he actually is his own character. He's fleshed out in his own way aside from Peter Parker, and he is not a black replacement for Peter Parker. He is his own character. And I thought that was a really good thing that they did, making a distinction between those two things, because you can criticize forced diversity when it doesn't make any sense, while also not being outraged every time that a black character shows up on your screen. I was just recommended a YouTube video that was talking about how Spider-Man is quote-unquote woke propaganda. This guy made an hour-and-a-half long video with a number of complaints, from Mary Jane not being hot enough, which I find that funny, because a lot of these people that complain about the design of female characters in certain video games, I want all of you to do a side-by-side. Compare Mary Jane, or whatever character you're complaining about not being hot enough. Put a side-to-side photo between that character and your wife or significant other, and let everyone determine who's hotter, and let's see how your taste in women is. And we'll put that to the test, assuming you even have somebody, which is questionable with a lot of these individuals. So he spent a good amount of time complaining about that in that video. He also talked about, oh my god, there's a deaf character in the game. How dare we acknowledge that deaf people exist? I don't want to have to read subtitles of sign language, and I certainly don't want to play missions as a deaf character. It's a complete waste of my time, but it's not a waste of my time spending at least just as much time, if not more, than the actual time that I played with this character, making videos and posting tweets about how awful this character is and why they shouldn't exist. Like, you see the paradox here? You see where the problem lies? Like, it doesn't really make any... Like, you guys love to be miserable. I think that's really what it comes down to. You guys love to be angry. You love to be outraged. You love to just not be happy because you're not happy in your real life, so you want that to manifest pretty much everywhere else in your life. And then, of course, the existence of Miles Morales, that alone is woke, because a black character in a video game, a black protagonist in a video game, oh no, we can't have that, no. But I swear, guys, that's a genuine criticism against the game. It's just, Miles Morales just happens to not be a good character. I don't like him. I don't like all these characters that happen to be all the non-white characters. I hate all of them. But it's a genuine thing. It's just, it's bad writing. It's just, it's forced woke garbage, whatever buzzwords you want to use. At the same time, I'm going to refer to a mixed race character in the game as a mutt. Yeah. This guy called a character that was half black, half white, a mutt. I'm supposed to believe that this guy is not racist. I'm supposed to believe that this guy, he just has genuine concerns about the direction of Spider-Man. Yeah, okay, sure. And I mean, I'm not trying to generalize people that may share some of his opinions, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that just for some reason don't like Miles Morales, for some reason don't like certain things that are in the game, and they're not racist, but if you call half-black characters mutts, then you are a racist, like, straight up. I mean, are there stuff that they're doing that I just don't care for? Yes. It has nothing to do with the race of the characters, though. It just has to do with just me not being interested. Like, for example, Ironheart, no interest in that. I have no interest in Miss Marvel either. And the Marvels movie, even though I did like Captain Marvel 1, though, just the second one doesn't seem that interesting to me. But these fucking clowns, they have some kind of personal agenda that they need to carry out, because they're already making videos about how The Marvels is the biggest failure in MCU history, a movie that has not even released in theaters yet. And they're already making these types of videos because they want it to fail. They want to feel validated, like their opinion matters. But again, there's stupid shit that happens on both sides of the so-called culture war, which just even saying the phrase culture war makes me cringe. But I will say I found the whole Starfield discourse around there being a third gender option, I thought that was funny, because not just because, like, of how people are, like, going crazy over that whole thing. First of all, it's obvious to me this whole third gender thing doesn't exist. People just want to feel special, want to be different. But, I also wasn't losing my mind. It didn't ruin my whole day because they added that option in the game, especially since it wasn't, like, really, like, a huge part of the game at all. Like, if you picked the they option, they called you a they the whole game. But does that really affect your life? Really? Does it? Because I don't think it does. But, these people, like, just dedicate so much of their time fixating on stupid crap like this. But at the same time, though, the people on the other side who were making fun of the people who were going crazy over the whole Starfield third gender thing, they're like, oh, you guys are such losers caring so much about this. It's just a video game. Who cares? But then when a mod came out on Nexus that removed the third gender option from the game, the mod creator was banned, the mod was removed from the website, and all those same people that were saying, oh, this whole thing's not a big deal, all of a sudden were making a big deal out of it, out of a mod, first of all. It wasn't even, like, part of the game. You could choose to not install it. I feel like it's even less of a big deal than what Bethesda put in the game in the first place. Like, you people clearly lack any form of self-awareness. But the whole point of this isn't for me to be like, you guys can't be critical of this at all. Like, anything that has diversity, you can't be critical, otherwise you're a racist. I mean, if you call people mutts, then that's a different story. But most of this criticism, most of this hour-plus long video, which I didn't see the entirety of, to be fair, but seems like a good chunk of it was just focused all on the inclusion of black characters. The fact that with Miles Morales specifically, that in Harlem they had black art in Harlem. Oh my god, that is so woke, guys. Today I learned that showing black culture in a black neighborhood is woke, which again is a buzzword that most people don't even know the meaning of. It's just anything that has diversity. That's the definition of woke. That's exactly what it is. Any time where non-white culture, non-white characters are showcased in a meaningful way, it's woke. All the time. And I feel like you can't have an actual discussion about the actual writing and story and, whether or not a certain piece of media is good or bad. You can't have a discussion anymore without this stupid shit being brought up. And I'm just sick of it. I really am.